Hello amigos, Chivas Hermanos, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking all about Chivas, and this is going to be a bit of a different video today, guys. This is a video I've been putting off, not just for the day since the America game, but obviously the whole season. It's been bubbling up, boiling under the surface. I've been trying my hardest, each video to find the positive. There has been one or two positives in this season, and I will get to them. But it's been an atrocious season. Really, and the American games have all kind of culminated into the kind of this realization for me that the season is pretty much over. So in preparation for this video, obviously the last few hours, I've gone back the playlist that I've put obviously all my Chivas videos in for this season. The first video I did, I obviously reacted to the Oscar Garcia appointment, talking a little bit about Gargo as well. And super hopeful, to be honest with you. Gargo left the club in a real mess. It was such a messy end to the last season. You're thinking, okay, we've got a new coach in. It's a coach that's been, trained with some of the best coaches. And he's got European pedigree. He's got experience. He's got way more professional coaching experience than Gargo had. And you're thinking, okay, we've taken a step forward. And on paper, it did look like a step forward. It's obviously Spanish and, Mexicans. Some Mexicans, some Chivas fans, are always going to frown upon foreign coaches. For me, ever since Paulo came in, I think, that's the direction Chivas have gone in. And more or less, it's gone in the right direction. Yeah, so Gaga left the club in a mess. It was such a shit end to the last season. I'm going to be swearing in this video, so, it is what it is. My videos aren't monetized anyway, so who gives a crap. Just a fair warning if you don't like swearing. So yeah, the last season was crap. Had this, for me, an up and down off season. And then, we get Oscar Garcia in, and like I said, it's on paper, it was for me, it was a really, really good appointment. It just hasn't worked out. Some due to him, some reasons due to him personally, and some reasons not due to him personally. Reasons for him personally, obviously kicked James Garcia, or James Rodriguez, should I say, and got himself banned for a few games, 3 games. That wasn't a good start. We, had a bit of an indifferent start to the season. And his coach, his team selection was great, in my opinion. We were playing Hormiga, Taylor Wilker got a game, he's disappeared, I'll talk about him in a minute. But we're bringing in tons of young kids into the team. I say kids, 20, 21, 22-year-olds, 19, 17 or 18 in regards to Camaros. But he's bringing regularly these players into the team, and that was a massive plus for me. I always said, since the end of last season, I don't care what Chivas do this season, we just need to start bedding in some of these young players, because they're all going to be great players. I'd rather have them be great players at Chivas, and if it takes a season or two of kind of disappointing results to bed them in, get them experience, get them improving, get them game time, and so that eventually they'll be really good players with us and we'll take a step forward, then so be it. So I wasn't expecting too much going into this season, really. Although Garcia did get my hopes up, his pedigree, his history, you're thinking, cool, he's got way more experience than Gargo has, we should be alright. Hasn't worked out, like I said. The reason's not due to him. Piojo has been trashed this season. Cal has been trashed this season. Chicharito has 1 goal this season. Pocho obviously got injured, which is not his fault. He's about to be back. He was on the bench in the American game. He's a massive miss. People like to scapegoat. Every fan base has a scapegoat in terms of players. At the moment, it's Alan Moser. I'll get onto him in a minute. But before he got injured, it was Pocho. Pocho apparently wasn't good enough, but I think he was a massive miss. I think he would have absolutely had a part to play in the season if he had been fit. So, my point is that the veteran players have not stepped up at all. Tyler Angel's basically running a defence on his own. The defence relatively is quite young. Tiba is a good defender, but he does have a mistake in him. Tapias hasn't worked out, in my opinion. He had a really good first couple of games, but then he's dropped off massively. For his age, he should be better. Obviously, Luis Rey as well coming in. He's super young. He's got to get time. Mateo Chavez has basically cemented himself into the first team. Absolute wonderful player, and I have no qualms of saying I'm glad we didn't accept that bid for him. Europe, yes, it would be nice for him to go to Europe, and if it had worked out, I'd be happy for him. But hell, mate, this kid's going to be epic, and I want him to be at Chivas for a little while longer. He's one of the highlights of the season. Cabrero's coming in, a young kid, one probably our best player so far this season, and that tells you everything you need to know. So yeah, veterans players hasn't done well, and we brought Alan Pulido in. For me, a brilliant signing. Although having said that, we can't have Chicharito, Pulido, Teo Wilker and Hormiga. We can't have four strikers. At the moment, Hormiga's the one that's not playing. Teo Wilker is not playing as well. Apparently, it's just Chicharito and Pulido, which is what I don't want. Chicharito scored a goal relatively recently, so obviously that was going to buy him a bit more game time. Pulido's did relatively as well. He's got a couple of goals this season already. So yeah, I don't mind him playing, but Hormiga got injured at the worst time in my opinion. He needs to come back now and be bedded into the team again. For me, build the attack around Hormiga and Yael Padilla and Cambreros. Everyone else can go. I wouldn't mind if Piojo leaves. I love Piojo, but unless she steps up, mate, you're not good enough. I don't mind Chicharito, retiring now. Okay, Cal, he can go as well. He's not been good this season at all, and yeah, I don't know. It's the young. I thought the young players would be the ones that cost us the points this season, but it's turned out to be our veteran players. And Garcia has been let down by his veteran players. Alan Moser has not had a good season. I love Alan Moser, and I'll always back him. I think he's a great player. He's had a bad season. Let's be real about that. And he had a bad game in America. I'll get into the America game in a minute. I just wanted to lay the foundations of my epic rant, I guess. And yeah, so everyone above the age of 25 has let the team down and let Garcia down. So it's not all Garcia's fault. The team's got to take some responsibility on it as well. And it speaks volumes that every player that we have under the age of 22, 23 have been our best players. Mateo Chavez, Cambreros, like I said, Luis Rey's done relatively well in a kind of inexperienced backline. He's done relatively well. Castillo's done really well as well. Cambreros, obviously, Real Padilla. I think Hormiga, even Teo Wilker, he came on, he played, and I think he got a goal in his first start for the senior team. So he's done well as well. He's done as good as Chicharito this season. How crazy is that? He's played like one game. It's crazy. I thought they would be the ones that cost us the points, but it's been our veteran players. So that being said, Garcia, mate, his time was done. I was surprised at the timing of it. Are you really going to sack him just before we play America 3 goddamn times? 1 in the league, 2 obviously in the CONCACAF Champions League. Undoubtedly our biggest games of the season, unless a huge if we make it to Liga. I don't think so. I think he should have been given the America games. Like, screw it, why not? Getting a new coach in wasn't going to miraculously get us to beat America 3 times. So the timing of it was weird. But we've got Espinosa in. Okay, cool. You have to back the new coach because you think, well, I hope we've done our due diligence and, there's something about this guy that's going to elevate the team. I haven't seen any elevation yet, to be honest with you. It's more of the same. If anything, I think we've been slightly worse under Espinosa. We played America 3 times, like I said. Going into that, we won the first game barely. We've got a relatively lucky a home goal at the very end of the game in the first leg of the CONCACAF Champions League. It gives a little bit of hope. Obviously, going to America's place was never going to be easy. I'll get to that game in a minute. The next game, we got a relatively deserved 0-0 draw in the league. It's a draw America could afford to take. They're still second in the league. They've pretty much guaranteed Liga already. They basically played the first 2 games in third gear. You know what I mean. They didn't have to try in either of those 2 games really. They didn't want to. I think the first game should have been a draw if we're being real. But they got an unlucky goal. They didn't. They made sure they weren't going to lose by too many goals in the first game, and they knew they were going to step up at their home leg, and they did. And it evidently turns out now that like they just couldn't be bothered. They couldn't be asked for the first two games. You're like, well, if they get a point from us in the league, screw it. Like it's not going to change our league position so much. So yeah, and then they stepped it up, and we got annihilated. Like let's just be real. We're not going to mince my words. I'm not going to be spinning anything. We got absolutely destroyed from the very first minute. I think they scored their first goal in the 5th minute, and it was all downhill from there. We offered absolutely nothing going forward. We were so leaky the back. It was Talleyrand's worst game for Chivas. It was Mozo's worst game. Everyone had an atrocious game. I mean, obviously, I think Mateo Chavez could hold his head up high, but everyone had a trash as hell game. I was going to swear that. Yeah, the players deserve the bollocking they get off the online, to be honest with you. And they should. Alan Mozo's different for me. I love Alan Mozo. I can say he had a terrible game. He got sent off. He was at fault for the first game, if I'm not mistaken. For the first goal, sorry, if I'm not mistaken. He had a terrible game. It is his worst game in the Chivas jersey, undoubtedly. But the amount of like reactionary stuff, and you kind of expect online anyway, especially on Twitter, extreme reaction, especially to a negative football result. Everyone has to have a player in the team that they have to blame everything on. Like I said, it was previously Pocho. Can't blame Pocho. He's injured, so we're gonna blame Mozo. And look, Mozo had a terrible game. I can say he had a terrible game and not wanting to be leaving the club. I think he's still a quality right back. People say, "Oh, you shouldn't play for Mexico anymore." Okay, who the crap else do you have? Like Julian Alvarez, cool. Okay, he can play in Mexico for the right back position when he's not injured. And he's barely just coming back from a massive injury. Like who else have we got? It's just no. It is what it is. And Mozo's going to get hate. I think it's extremely disproportionate to what he actually did. He's a great player in my opinion. Absolutely loved by the team, I believe. It looks like he's loved by the club. I just think it's outrageous the amount of hate he's getting, but it is what it is. American fans love it, fair play. I will say that I will never accept an American fan's view of what Chivas are and how Chivas are and what they represent. If an American fan wants to say you've got a trash team, fair enough. You just beat us 4-0. Like, okay, I can't argue with that. But everything else about Chivas, I'm not going to get into, but obviously the Mexican only rule. American fans have got really strong opinions on that. Cool. Your opinion doesn't mean shit all to me, to be honest with you. You're welcome to your opinion, but I don't have to accept it at all. So yeah, going past the game, so I'm not going to talk about the game too much because it just pisses me off too much. Going to the season in general, you sit back and think, okay, let's look at the season in general. We've had 2 coach changes, obviously one at the beginning of the season. We've changed coach twice. Gago, the previous coach to that, had failed massively and abandoned us in the middle of the season to go and fail at Boca Juniors. That's kind of satisfying, I guess. We lost our star centre back, Chiquete Cantarano, to Cruz Azul of all teams. He didn't even have the audacity to go to Tigres or Club America. He went for a team that's average as best, and only mildly better than Chivas in my opinion. Yeah, and obviously that's another thing as well. Obviously that's a contentious thing. People say that Chivas forced him out. I don't think so. I think obviously we did block a move for him to Europe. We should have taken that in hindsight. And I'm pretty sure everyone in the club now goes, well, we should have sent him to Europe when we had the chance. Got a little bit of money for him, but obviously when a player, he pushed to go to Cruz Azul, which is absolutely outrageous for me. Like, why would you push for anyone, especially Cruz Azul? Like, what the hell? Inexplicable. He's obviously reaping the rewards for that. He's not in the Mexico squad, by the way. Well, there you go, mate. The grass ain't always greener on the other side. If he'd pushed for a move to Tigres or America, God forbid even Rayados, you have to hold your hands up and go, fair play. They are bigger than us at the moment. They're better teams. They have more money. You're going to be competing for more trophies. You have to hold your hands up and hold that L. But I'm not holding the L for him to go to Cruz Azul. And for me, well, serves you right, bro. Cruz Azul are trash, and going there was an absolute mistake. It will be interesting to see if they do let him go to Europe. I am holding out for that. I don't think they will, but we'll have to wait and see. Um, so yeah, lots of sauce in the bag. Two coach changes. Average season, I think we're 10th or 11th in the league right now. Don't look like we're going to get any higher than that. I don't think we're going to get Ligia. And even if we do, I mean, let's be realistic. We're not going to go far into Ligia this season. Um, so you have to sit back and go, okay, cool, there's what? I don't know, 6 games left of the season or whatever. Is anything going to happen? I mean, the season ended yesterday when we got spanked by America again. And it sucks, man. It sucks losing to that team and that club. Their fans are just atrocious fans, and let's just be real about that. Their fan base is just dog shit. Their club is good though. The club is massive, and you have to respect that. They've sent out Edson Alvarez to Europe. I don't credit them for sending. Well, they kind of sent Jimenez to Europe, I suppose, but Edson Alvarez has been a success in Europe. Although he's in West Ham right now and he's rolling in the mud and needs to leave that club as soon as possible. You have to respect them for that. I mean, when was the last time we sent a top player to a top European league? We haven't done that for a long time. And at the moment, part of me saying that's the best thing we can offer Chavez and Camberos and Yao Padilla and Hormiga is, if a relatively mid-Eredivisie club comes in for them, we should let them go as soon as possible, because otherwise we sell them to another Liga MX club and just look like fools, man. Chivas, being a Chivas fan, I've been a Chivas fan for 9 years now. It's almost 10 years. It'll be 10 years next year. And I've learned, obviously, super successful first couple of years. Won every trophy with them. But after 2018, it's just been a lesson in humiliation and embarrassment. Year after year after year after year. And there's some people on Twitter that think I chose to be a Chivas fan for the likes or whatever. Mate, if that was true, there's no way I would have stuck around this long to be a Chivas fan. It's not been a pleasant experience on the most part. Having said that, the people I've met, being at the game, the Aquan for the first time is hands down the experience of my life right now. And all the Chivas hermanos I've met, all the friends that I've made with Chivas fans, they're the things that have provided me the positivity. In the last 8 years, 9 years, 7 years or whatever it's been. And I'm not going to change being a Chivas fan. Chivas is in my blood now. I've been there. I've touched the soil of the pitch. I've met players. I've met some really amazing people that I would say in the video, but I don't want to ruin their anonymity or whatever. But there's a whole bunch of people that I've met from being a Chivas fan that I'm so lucky to be have in my life and to experience meeting them, and that's the positivity. That's the positive aspect of being a Chivas fan over the last 6-7 years or so. The club has just been going downhill. I always say it's one step forward, 2 steps back. We brought Paunovic in. Before Pauno came in, I was used to, we're a shit team. We're not going to do anything. We're not going to get to Ligia. We're not going to do anything. We're not going to win anything. Pauno gave us hope. Suddenly it's like, holy crap, we are in the Ligia final. We should have won it as well. Let's be real. That's on Pauno, by the way. We should have won that league. We should have won that title. And if suddenly think, okay, cool, Pauno's left. Again, he's failed at Tigres, which is satisfying as well. He left us. I'm thinking, okay, but the team's still the same. If we can get someone as good as Pauno in, we can still push. We can definitely get Ligia. We can still push the league again. And then we brought Gaga in. Massive, massive risk. I haven't even mentioned Hierro. I've already forgot about that kid. I don't even know. I mean, I assume he's doing alright in Saudi Arabia, but he left us. And then he was the big one. Ironically, I left him out, but he was the big miss. I think if he'd stayed, he was steering the club in the right direction. Gaga was a bit of a risk. It didn't pay off. But still, you can see where he was coming from. Apparently Gago's already come out and said, I'll go back to Chivas if we need me. Well, no, mate, thank you. You made your bed, you can fucking sleep in it. Yeah, so Pauno gave us hope, Hierro gave us hope, and then suddenly it's like, cool, we're back to being crap again. And Maori, the owner, he's the owner of the football club. For God's sake, he has to take responsibility for it. I don't think he's to blame for all the players we've signed. I don't think he personally goes, no, we can't sell any of these players to Europe. I don't think, does he benefit really? The club's not good right now. It's not as if he's winning trophies and he's getting all the bonus money. It makes sense for him to put money into the team. And like I said, putting money into the team for me is not the ideal way to go right now. Who are we going to buy that's better than Hormiga or Teran Wilker or Yao Padilla or Cabreros or Luis Ray or Dragon Garcia, who had a terrible first game for Chivas, but I think he's still a top quality goalkeeper and he's going to be. Like, we should just be we got a top class Tapatio team, although they're not doing well this season, but obviously we've taken a huge chunk of their team away. The U23s, we've got such a really, really, really good. Look at the Mexico, I think it's the U20 squad, the U18 squad. There's like 5 players in there from Chivas. We've got a top quality Cantarano. We've got a top quality youth system. We're using it. We're just not using it far enough. For me, right now, cut this season, we'll play the rest of the games, whatever. I don't expect us to get the gear. In fact, I don't want us to get the gear. We don't deserve. The team doesn't deserve the gear this season. The club doesn't deserve the gear. Amari doesn't deserve the gear. And if I'm being honest, most of the Chivas fans don't. I mean, even myself included, we all don't deserve the gear this season. Cut the season off. Sell Kekal. Probably move on Piojo as well. I think Piojo's time is done. I love Piojo. I've got his jersey. I've got several of his jerseys. But it's time to go, I think. If you're not going to step up when your coach needs you. 2 coaches this season have really needed you to step up and you've done crap all. I think we should move him on. Chicharito, thanks. Cool. It was great. Thanks for the feels and the love and the emotion of it. But your time's done now, I think. Pulido can stay, obviously. We have to keep a Pulido. We've only just signed him, for God's sake. But play Hormiga more. Give Teran Wilker more chances. These two, I'm telling you, have got really, really good careers ahead of them. We need them at Chivas. Like I said, maybe I wouldn't sell Mozo. I think we do need to obviously rotate with Castillo. Play Mateo Chavez is our starting left back now. Telo Rangel, for me, still going to be Mexico's number 1 Monday. He had a bad game. American fans going to talk all shit on him. And fair play to them for that. They're going to do it. But he's still going to be number 1 sooner rather than later for Mexico. And sooner, it should be better than later. I don't think he's that much better than Malagon. Malagon's just got a better defence ahead of him and a better team ahead of him. So for me, there needs to be wholesale team changes in the team. I think most of the older players need to go. I don't think they've not covered themselves in glory. They've proven that they're not dependable to step up on now. They were there to help the young players develop, and instead the young players have been carrying the team. So a lot of every fan's gonna have a different opinion. Some people love Pulido, some people love Chicharito, some people love Hormiga, some people don't rate Hormiga. I love Hormiga. I think he should be our starting striker. We're all gonna have different opinions, so let me know what your opinion is in the comments. I don't want to run anymore, guys. I'm done with it now. I just wanted to get this out the way. I probably will still do some videos for the rest of the season. I'm not expecting much. It's pretty much just going to be analysing the game and some of the players. If some of the players do well, then I'll talk about it. If not, probably even if we do shit and we start losing games more often, then I'll still do videos on that. I want to finish out the year strong. And then, get to the summer and we'll go from there. But, anyway, let me know what you think about the team, what you think about the America games. If you're an American fan, you want to chat, cool, go ahead. If you're going to be, insulting or whatever, then I'll probably won't reply. But if you do want to have a constructive criticism comment, or if you want to gloat, that's fine. It's your prerogative. I would have done the same if we'd won 4-0. So, and if you're a Chivas fan, what do you think the answer is? Do you think it's Amari needs to go? I don't think it's Amari's problem. Unless he's stopping these players going to Europe, then I don't think it's a problem. I mean, for me, play the young players, improve the team, win trophies, get the money from that is better than getting money from selling players to cruisers or, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, anyway guys, thank you guys for watching. If you watched it all, great, thank you very much, I really appreciate it. Like I said, big love to all the Chiba Hermanos and the Hermanas out there that I've met, and I really do hope to meet more of you in the future. So, thanks guys for watching, I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next time. Adios.